Season 1, Episode 5, Hildebrandt's stalling. Just when it seemed they'd cracked the case, it turns out the investigators on the Alienist don't have a clue what's really going on. Frankly, neither do I. Ain't it grand? With this week's episode, the Alienist has reached the halfway mark of the season. It has also arrived at that most deliciously frustrating stage in any murder mystery, the point at which the detectives, while armed with information and deductions, make their move, only to discover that they're still several steps behind their quarry. For heroes and villains alike, this has the potential to be the most engaging and revealing moment in any such story. It can show us how the heroes deal with adversity and the villains with unexpected good fortune. If not so good for his hunters and victims, lucky for us viewers, the Alienist is emerging from this stage of the race firing on all cylinders. To explain why the team's failed attempt to capture their child-murdering adversary worked so well, let's reverse engineer it and start at the ending. Taking a page, heck, a folio, from Jonathan Demme's classic adaptation of The Silence of the Lambs, this week's episode concluded with a crosscut fake-out, as Commissioner Roosevelt personally leads a team of police to arrest the society scion Willem van Bergen for murder. As Roosevelt, the actor Brian Geraghty is finally given some rough riding to do. Clever editing leads us to believe he's found his man, and then reveals that he's been given the wrong address. It's Willem's own mother. In fact, an increasingly creepy Sean Young, who has interrupted the silver-toothed sociopath's latest assignation. So far, so familiar. If you've seen Silence, you know that moment of terror when both we and her fellow FBI agents realize that Clarice Starling has arrived alone at the house of a killer while the SWAT team has raided the wrong house. It's unforgettable. But the Alienist is counting on your memories to help with its misdirection. Just before Roosevelt's raid drive, Laszlo Chrysler informed Roosevelt that Van Bergen was the man of means the cops have been surreptitiously trying to protect. Yet no sooner does Chrysler name the suspect than he tells Roosevelt that Van Bergen isn't their man. Chrysler insists that the immigrant underclass from which the killer is selecting his victims would be quite unfamiliar and unappealing to Van Bergen, whose family is part of the elite demi-monde referred to as the First 400, said to be the number of guests Caroline Astor could fit into her ballroom. If the murderer is attempting to recreate abuse that was inflicted on him as a child, he would likely come from the same social stratum as his